It's hard to believe that so soon after making that Daybreak 1 video, we're already here ready to talk about Trails Through Daybreak 2. As a Trails fan, I've just been conditioned to understand that it might take a couple years for us to get the next game in the series, with Japan already having it. But that's just not the case anymore. A year after the first game, we're already having Trails Through Daybreak 2. Much love to NIS America and Falcom for giving me the limited edition, which I will unbox at the end, by the way, so much love to them. But they were also kind enough to just give me the game flat out early so I could talk about it with you guys. And I have to say that this game might be the new best in the series, but let's talk about it. I kind of hate to preface things this way, especially at the beginning of the video, but unlike what I said for the Daybreak 1 video, this is not a game that is meant for newcomers of the series. You could argue about Daybreak. I know there was a whole thing, some people saying no, some people saying yes. In my opinion, you'll always appreciate a long-running series more by starting from the beginning. However, I do think you could do worse than starting from Daybreak, which we are here now. Daybreak 2 is not a game I would recommend to anyone who hasn't at least played the first game, because with the Calvert crew being the main focus of this game, they do not waste any time by explaining anything that happened in the first game, any explanation for it, introducing any characters, nothing. It's flat out a game meant for people who played the first game. Similar to movies, I'm sure people wouldn't want to start with the 5th Harry Potter or whatever other movie out there. It is an ongoing series, so if that's not something that you'd be willing to at least start with Daybreak for, then I can't really recommend this game. However, even outside of things narratively, I think this is the tightest and most focused Trails game so far. So even if you skipped every cutscene for some reason, you would have a wonderful time gameplay wise. And it's weird because something I didn't want to mention at first, but I decided I'm going to do it now instead of later, is that I didn't realize how many things were missing from the first Daybreak game. That game was just so tightly focused and knew exactly what it wanted to be and do that nobody questioned it. Nobody that I know even considered this. But the first game didn't have any mini games, and that's just a JRPG staple. You know, the fact that there wasn't even a card game kind of says a lot. But Daybreak 2 tries to remedy that, something that I didn't even think was a problem, but didn't realize I missed so much. Yeah, mini games are back in full force in this freaking game. You have the hacking mini games. You're growing real detective aspect in this game, by the way. This is probably the best detective RPG I've played in years. Of course, Van being a Spriggan, who's basically a mercenary detective, it's the same as the first game. So I will go with the assumption that anybody watching this from this point onward has at least played the first game. But I won't be spoiling any story for those that might be worried about that kind of thing. But yeah, we actually have hacking minigames with Mare, which is actually really cool. I thought it was a little weird at first. I didn't fully understand how it worked, but once it kind of clicks for you, it's rather simple and it's actually really fun to do. Every time I found a chest that needed to be hacked in order to get the contents from, I was excited to do it, man. And there's even some side ones you can actually do later on. Because, kind of to jump ahead a little bit here, if you played the Cold Steel games, they have their own version of the old schoolhouse in this game. And part of it, you can do some hacking mini games if you'd like, really helping you out for the main story because sometimes it might be required. But during this game, they also have a new detective trailing mini game. Kind of, I'm sure we've all seen the detective stories and stuff where you have to follow a suspect and stuff like that and try to stay on their tail. It's the exact same thing here, and Van does this really, really well. I do think it's not that I didn't like it. I was surprised how much it popped up, I guess. You just have to mostly make sure you're always within eye range of the target and hide behind whatever you can. Sometimes I have no idea how they can't freaking see us, and these gauges are a little wonky to me, but it's still really fun. The game really wants to make you feel that detective part of the Spriggan life more than the mercenary part of the Spriggan life in this game. I felt like you were more of a mercenary in the first game, and you're more detective in this second game, and I really like that. Fishing is actually back in this game. That's a whole series staple. And the fact that it was missing in Daybreak 1, I didn't even really think about. But the fact that it's here now, and probably the best it's been, I love a simple minigame. Okay, it's not as simple as the series has been, but ever since Cold Steel, I feel like they've really wanted to be a little you know, they try to get a little, you know, stylish with it. And I feel like this is kind of harkening back a little bit to more simple times. And I do appreciate it because, again, I love a simple mini game. Just little mindless fun that can take my mind off things a bit. And what better way to do that outside of fishing than a card game? We got another freaking card game in this game. I won't go too much into the details with it here because I know that's something some people want to dive in for themselves, but the best way to describe it, think the Pokemon trading card game mixed with Uno. That's basically what this game is. I do actually really like it though. It's very interesting and it will take time to get used to. So don't be too upset if it doesn't go well. So outside of mini games, another big upgrade to the combat system, which I thought was kind of baffling wasn't there in the first game, is you can use art on the battlefield during the action combat. Why was this not here in the first game? I almost feel like I brought this up before, but sometimes I feel like game devs have ideas, but when they know there's going to be multiple sequels, they hold off some ideas and kind of leave mechanics imperfect so they can show a progression of improvement between game to game. I'm sure that's a real thing, you know, but that's something I've thought of ever since I was a kid. And that's what this kind of feels like here. It feels natural that a character like Agnes, who is mostly known for her magic and arts, she should be able to use that on the field, and her basic attack is basically doing this. But the fact that we have all these art that we're able to use in turn-based combat but can't use any of them on the field was always rather odd to me. But that's remedied here. I do think it's still a little limiting. I do see some improvement, hopefully, for the third game that's already out in Japan, mind you. I do really hope they go about improving this, then I can just use whatever art I have. If my character during turn-based has freaking 8 magic attacks we can use in combat, I should be able to use any of those magic attacks on the field. I just feel like that's just freedom. But I don't know, that's just me. But I really do like it. They also fixed the turn order HUD. I don't know what they were doing for the first game. It made things needlessly complicated when it was never a problem before, but it's back to being simple again, and it's quite easy to tell who's up next. And I do really appreciate that. I won't touch on the story here. I do want to talk about it from a general sense. I do feel that this is a divisive story. There's no if or and or buts about it. This is a divisive story. However, I do feel that there's also no in-betweens. You're either going to really like this story or you're going to really not. And it's mostly for one simple thing, and that's its focus. This is a very focused narrative no matter how you look at it. However, I don't think it's the problem with it being unfocused or not. The biggest problem that I think some will have is what it chooses to focus on. Trails is kind of known for using the story to build its characters, and each arc kind of has a foundational game to really kind of build this up. And in a way, I think this is the first time Falcom has made a sequel game also be a foundation game. So both Daybreak 1 and 2 both serve a similar purpose, and that strikes me as odd because I don't think that they've ever needed to do this before. And with all the unanswered questions left by the end, I do feel that this is something that the third game is gonna have to be a lot. It's gonna have to be a crazy freaking ride or something, because with all the questions they answer in this game, there's 2 more left untouched. And they also changed the structure of this game to be kind of a hybrid of what Trails into Reverie did with the whole routes system. It's not the exact same as that game. Reverie was closer to something like Birth by Sleep, while this is kind of like, no matter what, you're in chapter 2 now. And it's not like you can start somebody super later on or somebody's locked off. It's nothing like that. When you can start a chapter, there's 2 routes. You can pick these 2 groups that are in different places doing different things, but this is all chapter 2. And who you choose to start with doesn't matter. You can just go about and choose somebody. This isn't bad. It doesn't really get in the way. I thought it was kind of weird that they would go to this, especially with how streamlined the first game was. But I actually think this is really cool because with how big the cast is in this game, definitely the biggest since Reverie, yeah, we kind of need to split things up and divide and conquer here. That way you can tell a broader story without all the confusing bits and having to feel like people are missing out and not there for story moments. Because having this many characters all comment on one thing at one time just wouldn't make as much sense in my opinion. I think the easiest way to describe Daybreak 2's story would be that instead of hard focusing on the overall progression of the series-wide narrative, this game chooses to hard focus on the individual aspects and moments of a contained group of characters. And again, that's not a bad thing. This is really good. Still, I genuinely love this. The only thing that makes it divisive is that usually for a sequel game, a game that doesn't waste the time of introducing characters and stuff, they don't usually structure a sequel game to be this way. So in a way, I can see how some might feel that they wasted a slot, you know, or something like that. I don't really feel the same way because what I experienced was still great. There's so many character moments that feel genuinely awesome. There's so many interactions that make me adore everybody I'm constantly in control of. And it gives me a broader sense of something is going on here, you know? And maybe it's because of my past with other RPGs and stuff that I've really loved. I've been here before, so it doesn't particularly make me upset. But I do see how this could be something that not everybody will love. But I will say that no matter how you feel about the actual story itself, this is a great game. I don't think anybody who's played this game will be able to really say different. Because if you love Daybreak 1, you'll love this game, because practically everything about it, outside of the structure of the narrative, it's just Daybreak 1, but better. And I think that's what most people wanted from a Daybreak 2. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I won't get too deep into the narrative here because the game isn't out yet and most people haven't played it. But thank you all for watching that. I really do appreciate it. And I think it's time I'll let Jordan from the past, who already unboxed things, go ahead and take over. Now, I don't usually do things this way, but I'm going to probably unbox this in real time now. I didn't do that with the East 10 video just because I thought it'd be a little bit more cinematic, but because this video is a bit more low-key and I feel like I had to make it a different way, I feel like it was more important for me to say what needed to be said in the way I needed to say it, in a more casual sense. I didn't want to scare people away from this game because, again, it's one of the best in the series. So we're taking the freaking plastic wrap off now. Again, thank you, NIS, for doing this. You guys are so freaking cool. I still got the East 10 stuff on my desk, so I need to make more room. Oh man, I know the glare might not show it that well, but man, this is so freaking nice, dude. Oh, this is one of those ones. It's got to stay out, bro. Oh, and it's got its own, this is like the casing for it. Oh, dude. Okay. Oh man, okay. How do I didn't even realize the back. Oh man, dude, and you have Mishi there too, dude. Oh shoot, oh my gosh, man, I love them so much. I do love this so much, dude. Okay, I'm going to open this and not break it. I definitely didn't tear the East 10 one. I promise you I didn't. Oh, look, it's like the 4SPG, dude. Okay. Open it up. Oh man, this joint feels like, oh, dude, it's a steel book. Oh, dude, I'm so glad to have a physical copy. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show this off. Let me take off the plastic wrap because I know it makes it all shiny and stuff. Oh, dude. Oh, the way it feels, man. Oh, that's so good. And then you have, dude, wow, that is made of a good cold texture. The spine saying Trails Through Daybreak 2. And the emblem there. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Dude, you guys don't understand. I'm a huge fan of steelbooks. I love physical media because they can't take it away from me. I would need them to pry it from my cold, dead hands. Oh man, this is so freaking fire, dude. Republic of Calvard. Oh man, okay. Oh, whoa, what is this? Oh, dude, it's a map of Calvard. Oh, hold up, guys. I gotta show you this. I don't know how I'm gonna freaking show this off, but I'm gonna freaking do this. Hold up. Dude, bro. This is too cool. Oh my gosh. Dude, Basel, Barbad. Oh shoot. Oh, wow. Whoa, I thought this was gonna be, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it would just be like a piece of paper, but this is not. This is a cloth. This is like an actual map. Dude, this is way too big to show on camera. But like, oh, dude, you see this? Dude, that's so cool. That's so cool, dude. What? Cray Village, Oracion, Messeldom. Oh man, the military base. Oh, Crossbell State, Erebonian Empire. Oh man, dude. Oh, and LeBurl's even there in the bottom. Oh, dude. Dude, that's what I love about Falcom, man. They know it's not just about the story. It's not even just about the people in it. It's about the world, man. I'm hype over a map. That's how we know this is a great world. It's a map. This is a map. I have never looked at Google Maps fondly like this before. That's how you know Falcom knows what they're freaking doing, man. Oh my gosh, that's so freaking cool. That's literally like one of the coolest things I have now. Oh man. Oh, it's an art card set. Yeah. The East 10, the limited edition for East 10 also had one like that. I'm gonna kind of be a little loose with this one because I don't know if I should show everything on this one. I don't want to spoil anything. Oh man. Oh, dude. Oh, this is fire. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any spoilers in this for you guys. Okay, well, I probably won't show one of these, but yeah, okay, I probably won't show two of them. Okay, there's no story spoilers in these. Of course, you have the box art one that's super freaking fire. Man, I love that so much. I love like the deep reddish orange hue. Of course, you have the boys and the girls all going about their day and stuff. You have old, I don't want to show this one because it's, okay, I can't show like the next three. Then we have Shizuna and stuff. I don't want to, actually, I probably shouldn't show her off too much either. Okay, don't look through the art ones too much unless you've seen the story. There's a few of them that it's probably not that bad, but I know I don't want to spoil everything about who's in the game and such. Better just leave that for you guys that are about to play the game for yourself this Valentine's Day. Oh man, dude, we have the original soundtrack as well. It's a mini soundtrack. I do wish that companies would start springing for the full soundtrack, and I know that's kind of crazy because the price would really go up and stuff like that. But mini soundtrack is really nice too, especially since I've been getting in the habit of listening to soundtracks in the car more often, and I think this is really cool because now I want to. Because man, I didn't mention that before. The music in this game. Dude, I think this is the best battle theme since Trails from Zero. Yes, it's the best battle theme since Get Over the Barrier. That might be a hot take, but I genuinely think so. I genuinely think so. I love it. Okay, and the next thing we have, oh, this one is gonna have spoilers. I think this, oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay. So these are like the Calvard case files that goes over the prologue of the game. I won't show it off too much because you guys are about to play the game for yourself, but they show us a map of the world and everything, kind of like what we saw earlier. And they give many descriptions about all of like the famous locations in Calvard, such as Messeldom and the Treon Mall, the Center Marsh and the Grand Circuit, etc. I think that's really cool. They show an outline of the characters. I don't mind showing these guys because they were all in the first game. Of course, all of our homies are back. They're back in the game, ready to have a good time. And I love it, dude. They do give a bit of a description of each one. I won't go any further in this because, again, I know some people don't even want to watch trailers, but I do want to let people be able to see this. And there are some slight spoilers here at the end. So yes, awesome for somebody who's played the game. Awesome. This is great. And finally, the NIS was kind enough to ask me which version of the game I wanted. So I did it for East 10 as well. So I decided to go ahead and go with the Switch version, mostly because Switch 2 is coming, baby. That's gonna be awesome. And I don't really use my PlayStation that much, so a version that lets me play it on the go, aside from my Steam Deck, is always pretty great. And what's good is because now I have the regular box art, that is its own thing, of course, and the Steelbook, which also acts as, of course, a box for the game. So that's really cool. If I want to use one over the other, I can. And I think that's really awesome. Dude, dude, I'm wondering which I like more, this or East 10s. East 10s was really cool because it gave me that sense of like I just opened a treasure chest while out on an adventure. That kind of thing is really awesome to me. And that's exactly what the game's nature was trying to provide. While this one feels like, almost like these are things I packed for a road trip, if that makes sense. Knowing Van Arkwright, that's not exactly something I wouldn't expect, but dang man, this was a really good unboxing. I really enjoyed it. I like doing it live. It was kind of nice to do it this way. I know I don't have like the top down overview and stuff like that, but I still think you guys generally get the gist of everything I showed off. Man, if I had to say the best thing about this, it is definitely, number one is the map. I'm hyped for a map. But the Steelbook is also really freaking cool, man. I love being a Trails fan. I love eating, bro. We've been eating, and I just can't wait for the next game in this saga. Where does it, how do things end? What's the story? What about the answers? I'm so excited. And that's something I think this game does so well. It makes you, it gives you a lot of answers, but it asks so many questions, and I can't wait to see where Falcom and NIS America take things next, because call it a hunch, but I think the next game is going to be even more wild than this one. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and you haven't already, hit the like button for your boy and leave a comment for the algorithm. You have no idea how much that really helps me out. And of course, if you'd like to be notified for new retrospectives, new reviews, and all that kind of good stuff, then why not subscribe? It's free and you can always change your mind later. Of course, if you would like early access to these videos, then your best bet would be to click the Patreon link in the description box below, or click the join button to become a member. It's not much, but with enough support, I can do this full time. So much love to everybody who's already doing so. You're quite literally the lifeblood of the channel. But to everybody else, thank you all so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce. Remember everyone to play some games, have some fun. Ignore that. And enjoy your day today.